So Trump was inaugurated yesterday, and Channel 5 did a video about it, so let's watch that.
The golden age of America has arrived. President Donald J. Trump, number 47 in 43 minutes. Happy days are here again.
This is We the Sequel, We the People, round 2, as we take back our capital, as we take back the country after January 6th and all of those people running in jail for no reason.
That's
Most
right.
of them.
I'm ready to see gas prices under $1.50. I'm ready to see the Federal Reserve abolished. I'm ready to see Trump buy 1 million Bitcoins for a strategic reserve for us.
I love this guy. This is such a meme.
Prices
Like, this is so ridiculous to a level that it could be a parody, but it peaked so hard that you cannot do a parody on this. Like, this is already reality, which is
under $1.50. I'm ready to see the Federal Reserve abolished. I'm ready to see Trump buy 1 million Bitcoins for a strategic reserve for us Americans to have. I'm ready to see
the coin. Guys, the Trump meme coin, that's so insane. I have so many thoughts about it. I just need to kick myself to make a video about
southern border is secure. I'm ready to see inflation go down to 0. I'm ready for all the Jan 6 prisoners not only to get a pardon, but to get multi-million-dollar payouts in the future. And I'm ready to go to Greenland and have a nice hotel stay at a future Trump tower that gets built there. I'm ready for that.
Yeah, you know Greenland is like negative 30 right now, though.
Well, Greenland is really cold and icy, and Iceland is really green and nice, right?
Yeah, it was like they named it that to trick the Vikings. So Iceland's the green one. So they were like, the Vikings, they were scared of them, so they were just like, yo, we're going to call Greenland Iceland and reverse it. So that the Vikings got to Greenland and were like, fuck.
Wow. That's
Yeah, I've
amazing.
heard that
I'm
one.
really honestly going to be proud to see our president able to walk and not crap himself in front of the world stage. It's nice to have a president that can speak English without mumbling. It's nice to have a president that the people on the world stage actually respect.
Well, you can understand this guy. Like, this kind of makes sense. Like, everyone could see Biden. Like, the guy couldn't talk. Like, that was crazy.
Here a little bit. Remember when he did the thing with Rocket Man? People said he was going to start World War III. He's like, Rocket Man, I've got the biggest rocket. I got a bigger button. I've got a bigger rocket.
Rocket Man is on a suicide mission for himself and for his regime.
It was
And everyone said that was going to start
impression.
World War III. But did it? No, it actually backed off Rocket Man. And in the end, they ended up shaking hands, which had never been done before. Never been done in the history of the world. And it's that strength that you need when you come into a negotiation. You don't need some guy bumbling and barely able to walk, rolling up in front of the world leaders. They're laughing behind our backs. They're making us look foolish. At least Trump has swagger. He's got Americana, and he's a badass.
I definitely think he's learned a lot. I think, while we definitely didn't want the last 4 years, I think he's benefited from 4 years of just seeing what can happen. And now he's got the right team assembled. He knows how to move things around. And I think we're going to see real meaningful change.
Yeah, I'm ready for Elon to really, really, really cut most of the two.
Like, some of these people are reasonable, like this guy, for example, but
Full change.
Yeah, I'm ready for.
like, I cannot tell if this guy is actually memeing or is he for real. Like, there's no way he's this stupid. Like, he doesn't look dumb. Like I don't know if this is some kind of undercover liberal is what I'm trying to say.
For Elon to really, really, really cut most of the 2 million plus jobs in the federal government out of the equation. And I'm ready to see plus jobs in the federal government out of the equation. And I'm ready to see over 400 bureaucracies here in the United States that are like a cancer in God's U.S. Republic completely abolished. The IRS needs to be abolished.
I would like to see, say, Department of Education gone. I would like to see ATF gone.
Why do you want the Department of Education shut down?
Before the Department of Education, we were ranked 9th in the world. Or no, we were 7th in the world.
In education.
Yes, in education. After the Department of Education, I think today, we are about 14th. No Child Left Behind, drastically dumbed down. The curriculums made it so that students couldn't fail. And then every time the curriculum is seen to be upgraded, the teachers union shut it down.
Interesting. Do you think teachers should be paid more?
No.
Why?
There shouldn't be a public education system.
And I'm ready for Donald John Trump to make Bitcoins a legal tender here, like what has happened in El Salvador with Nayib Bukele.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
What's the benefit of having a cryptocurrency reserve?
Well, with Bitcoins, we have to adapt to that as Americans. We have to have that because if we don't, we're going to be very, very far behind of other nations like El Salvador, who's leading the way.
Like, that's not too
Those
bad of
people
a
there.
point.
I guess it's just important to have market
hard to
regulation when it
say
comes
if that
to,
would
you
be
know,
good.
Bitcoin because of pump and dump schemes. Like, did you see the Hawk-Tua coin?
Right, that's a huge problem. We have Bitcoins, they're incredible, and then we have all the scam coins out there.
How
And there are
about
so many
Trump coin or Melania coin? How about that? It's crazy how he conveniently, like, doesn't talk about that.
coins that are just wreaking havoc.
Yeah, because it's
Life
hard.
after life after life.
It's hard because you want to have a free market, but then the crypto world is just so full of scams. It's like you need some element of regulation.
Right, there needs to be some type of thing put in, and hopefully Trump can get it done.
What do you think about this upcoming presidency, bro?
I'm actually Cuban. I was born in Cuba.
Yeah, it's kind of unlikely that he will do anything about these scams since he's doing one as well himself. But, you know, what do I know? Maybe he will fix everything.
Cuba, I came in 2011. First terms for Trump, didn't really agree with him. Didn't really agree with the way that he spoke about immigrants, especially I was not citizen yet. I didn't think about voting on the second term, but something happened. And I saw that Biden took like such a comfortable back seat during July 6th back in Cuba. I don't know if you've heard about the situation.
Tell us about it.
So I think it was 2022. There was a massive revolt all around the island. All the cities were taking to the streets, protesting that they were sick and tired. There's no food. There's no power. The government basically hoards all the resources, and instead of distributing them like they're supposed to, you know, communism, they give it to like the people that were close with them, the agents.
Like Venezuela.
Like Venezuela, exactly, same thing. It was violent. The police were. There are videos of police breaking into the house of one of the organization leaders. They shot him right in front of the family. You can see like the blood running. It's really sad. I was crying throughout that entire place. Like it was tragic.
And how did Biden respond to the July 6th events?
He didn't do anything. He basically said we're not gonna touch anything revolving around Cuba. We're gonna leave them to their devices. And there's a group of Cubans that today are gonna be having a protest in front of the White House to basically encourage Trump to look at that situation and try to do something, try to help.
How long did it take you to achieve citizenship?
Well, good luck with
for
that.
me, it was around.
I mean, like even though USA is extremely wealthy, like they do not have infinite resources to like police around everywhere in the world. They do policing when it's like advantageous for them in some way. Like if there's oil or things like that, then they happily do the policing. But otherwise, it's, you know, it just doesn't make sense to involve yourself if you have nothing to gain. I mean, that's it's pretty self-explanatory.
7 years. It's not hard. You just gotta know history, learn the history. They literally give you a booklet with the answers. Jesus.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. No Thank you. Can you tell me about your sign?
Sure. So mine says protect trans kids. There's a lot of discourse about trans people right now. All of the talking points being made are word for word identical to what they were 20 years ago or 30 years ago about gay people.
It's like we have mutants living among us on planet Earth.
I think if kids want to change their name, explore gender identity, do whatever the fuck they want, that's fine. If they at some point want to do something medical about it, then they can have an informed conversation with a parent and or medical professional.
And what threat do you think the next 4 years pose to that?
I mean, Trump said he's going to sign an executive order on day one saying that there are two genders. So there's a pretty imminent threat of getting kicked out of the military, losing gender inclusive care.
Well, I think many people are happy about that. That's the issue. A lot of people have not voiced their opinion before when it could have gotten you kicked out of the platforms like Facebook or whatever, social media. But I think now that you can express yourself a bit freely in this regard, probably more than 60% of people want exactly that, I think. I think you can go too far. Like, you don't want to drive away talent from the military just because they're gay or something. Like, for example, in World War II, one of the guys that was instrumental in winning the war was gay, like Alan Turing. And it's super sad because, like, he was executed for that or something like that. And it's super sad, like what the fuck, like, who cares? Like, maybe we would already have AGI or something if that guy was alive, you know?
People are going to die from this, and that's really shitty.
Transgender students in sports became a top issue on the 2024 campaign trail, and now a top priority of House Republicans in the new Congress.
This is very hard to get right. I mean, if you allow kids to go trans too early, perhaps some of them will regret that, and like that is a loss as well. It's super hard to say like what should be the correct thing to do.
Only time that the general public started caring about trans people in women's sports was when they started winning. Like, Leah Thomas isn't even, she's a good swimmer. She's not the best.
Yeah.
There's no epidemic of men going into women's sports and sweeping like, that's not happening.
Yeah.
And also being on estrogen long term actually like weakens your physical abilities.
Yeah, I bet it's not happening, but it's a thing that anyone can point to and see that like this is stupid, and everyone can understand that's why it's a huge issue. It's a bit like in Europe we have this problem with bottle caps, that they are like locked into the fucking bottle, and everyone hates that, and it's such an inconsequential issue, but it's a stupid thing that everyone can point to, and it makes people dislike liberal parties that spearheaded these policies.
And medical transition is often necessary to compete in women's sports for trans people, so like...
Hatred has won, and that is depressing. I cried on election day. I know so many other women who cried on election day. This means that so many people have to go into hiding, can't be themselves. People are, like Grant said, people are gonna die.
Well, I think this was true when the other establishment was in power as well. I mean, you had plenty of people that couldn't voice their issues with immigration and stuff.
People are... It's just I'm legitimately terrified for my immigrant friends. I stay awake at night thinking about them, thinking about trans people. Whether or not you think that gay people should exist, trans people should exist, immigrants should be here or not, what I hope we can all come together and understand is that humans are humans. Maybe they did commit a crime, maybe they do something that you don't agree with. They are still people.
Okay.
The mass deportations of immigrants.
Hey, Biden supported the Vietnam War and killed a lot of people.
The mass deportation of immigrants is going to kill people.
Right? Yeah, Biden's shit. Okay, great.
What are your thoughts on the whole like mass deportation issue?
Mass deportation. My wife is Mexican. Like I said, I live by the border. I love the Mexican people. There's a lot of good people. We definitely start at the top, meaning the worst, and work our way down. You know, necessarily not so many, all these little, people with their families or people second generation, this and that. Let's not get too carried away. We'll start with the worst and we'll work our way down. When you got murders and rape.
Well, second generation immigrants have birthright citizenship, like they are citizens.
In San Diego County, we have not just a sanctuary city, we have a super sanctuary city where not only can you not tell ICE if there's a problem with an illegal alien, you can't tell them even if they committed armed robbery or rape. They're like, no, what about the poor rapists in armed robbery? We can't send them back. We can't tell ICE.
We will
not allow our local...
This is a huge issue. And you could see it with this lady that was speaking as well. Like, for a while, like, she seemed a little reasonable, like, yeah, like, what about these gay people and like, whatever, like, you were just born this way. And then she goes into, well, we should protect criminals as well. And that's when I was like, what? Like, what do you, like, you cannot have, like, criminals running around. Like, if you have, like, a murderer on the loose, like, he's just making the hell from life to other people. Like, you cannot have this shit.
No, what about the poor rapists in armed robbery? We can't send them back. We can't tell ICE.
We will not allow our local resources to be used for actions that separate families.
So they don't want to use the resources, which is what they calling ICE, just because they want to protect illegal aliens. I think the people that are doing these laws are actually paid off by the cartel. It's a crazy conspiracy. I know. You know, it's one thing having immigration, but when you just have a total open border, and then when they come in, they get free health care, they get free cell phones, they get free hotels when our homeless people are living on the streets. I mean, come on, people. We got to do this legally, right?
Yeah, I mean, many people, this is a problem in Europe as well.
We need to have a very solid immigration policy so we keep attracting the best talents across the world to this land to build it up, build the economy, build companies, hire employee people, you know. I pay tax, and I want my tax to benefit my neighbors, my country, and my children, and my neighborhood, my community, right? I don't want other countries to take advantage of the United States people.
Scientology is a cult. Thank you. Are you a Scientologist?
Nope.
Do you think
women and children.
Do you think that we're Scientologists?
Nope, just getting the message out, that's all.
Okay, what's the worst thing Scientology's done?
They use children for auditing, so 8, 9, 10-year-olds are asking grown men about masturbation and anal sex.
That's not good. Do you feel like...
Hashtag save the children.
Are you hoping for like exoneration for the January 6th people?
I am, indeed. In fact, I was down there at the vigil for the J6ers down on Freedom Corner with Mickey Withoff, who is Ashley Babbitt's mother. In fact, I have Ashley Babbitt's ashes in this necklace right here. I made this necklace with Ashley Babbitt's ashes. I made it for her and her husband.
This morning, new details about...
How does this fucking guy always keep finding characters like that? Is this what America is like? Like,
Ashley Babbitt's ashes in this necklace right here.
You cannot make this fucking shit up, dude.
A Capitol police officer.
And I was down there and I was told that the word on the street is the guards were told to stay late tonight to help release the prisoners.
Are they being held in D.C. right now?
Oh, yeah. They're not far from here, a few miles down the street.
Thank you so much, Matt. Any message to the American people before we go?
You should go watch his movie. This guy makes some great documentaries. I went to his premiere. It was freaking awesome. Thanks, brother.
I appreciate you, Matt. Thanks, Doc. Have a good one.
Yeah.
If you missed it, just 5 days ago, we dropped our first ever independent film called Dear Kelly, a project that's being received quite well across the political spectrum. It explores the life, backstory, and beliefs of a man named Kelly J. Patriot, who I met at a White Lives Matter rally in 2021.
Kobe Bryant was assassinated by the twins!
The film was shot over the course of 3.5 years, documenting Kelly's radicalization, his quest for revenge against a private lender, and his family's attempts to pull him out of the rabbit hole and put family first. The film is currently being self-hosted and privately distributed at www.dearkellyfilm.com for the low rental cost of $5.55. So if you want to support us and see the movie, head on over. All right, back to the streets of DC.
Oh yeah, we are surrounded by ancient pagan symbols, from the obelisk there, which may be the biggest obelisk in the world, to the dome there of Isis, the ever-pregnant womb of Isis in the occult Mine said that's what that is. With the apotheosis of George Washington, which is that mural inside the dome, which represents that Masonic future that so many Masons are into having, where they ascend as a god into some type of paradise. It's not from the Bible, and I'm totally against all that. I'm standing here for Jesus Christ of Nazareth, the Lord of the heavens and the earth.
Wait, I'm a bit confused. You're here for Jesus Christ. However, the pagan symbology is also important.
Well, it's not important to me, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Because the plan that was put in place to build Washington DC was a plan, in fact, to honor the ancient gods. And the plan was not to honor Jesus Christ. The people who designed this place, the main people, were into it to honor their Masonic god, who is Satan, recorded about in the King James Version Bible.
Who do you think was controlling Biden behind the scenes?
Obama was definitely a key player. But again, in my research, Obama is more like a manager in Satan's hierarchy. He's got the World Economic Forum, he's got the UN, he's got King Charles and the monarchy, Satan. He's got so many different groups that have extreme amounts of power compared to me.
Yeah. Do you think that there's kind of like a second deep state forming around Trump?
Well, just protect Trump from having that happen, God. Please help him not to make the same mistakes that he made when he was the 43rd president of the United States, God.
And where do you get most of your news and information from?
X.
Okay,
just Infowars.com with Alex Jones.
Did you use X back when it was in control of Jack Dorsey?
Maybe he doesn't have schizophrenia, but he definitely watches someone who has.
Well, I did, and I got suspended multiple times.
Was that kind of a wake-up call for you, just having your account taken down multiple times?
I was really aware of that type of thing back in 2013 when I started listening to Alex Jones. He started to wake me up to how things really work in a general way. How we're in a war, and there's a group called the Globalists, and they want to depopulate the Earth, and they want to get it down to under 500 million people.
Yeah.
And they want to bring in their new world order system, their technotronic state where you can't buy or sell without the mark of the beast. It's right there in the book of Revelation, the King James Version Bible. I mean, we may live in that time. We may go through it. I'm ready to die for Jesus.
I cannot stand people like this, but I get where he's coming from. Like, even though Alex Jones is crazy, like, he did get right a couple things. Like that... that cult that worships like burning owl or some shit. Like, who would have predicted that? Like, how did he get that right? Like, that was pretty crazy. But like, it's pretty clear that Alex Jones has it's schizo and like, oh my god.
I'm never taking the mark of the beast no matter what.
What's the mark of the beast?
It could be a microchip in your hand, this one, your right one, or your left one, and then maybe it's some type of Neuralink chip in your head.
Yeah.
Or maybe something more advanced than that.
Yeah.
Some people have said the nanoparticulates, or however you say it, in those bioweapon shots from Big Pharma are some type of mark of the beast.
True.
But, anyway.
Hey, man, well, I appreciate you so much. Thanks for your time, man. Appreciate you. And our show's called Channel 5. Be sure to check it out, man. Appreciate you, dude.
You're awesome.
Thank you. You're awesome, too.
Thank you, God, for his life.
Yeah, man.
I love you.
You, too.
Channel 5 live worldwide, Hollywood and Vine.
Fuck the authority. Channel 5 News.
Channel
Isn't that
55.
crazy,
We don't
guys?
fuck.
The best argument against democracy is 5-minute conversation with the average voter. Yeah, I guess so, yeah.